Hello, beautiful people. I love you so much and I'm so excited to connect with you today. Can one of you please let me know if the camera is appearing proper, if it's horizontal and not vertical? Just give me a thumbs up, please, if you can. So today we are bringing in the guides for a conversation with our guides. Please let me know if it is horizontal and not vertical. Just give me a thumbs up. Is the placement of the screen okay? Just let me know, please. Yes. So I am in Mount Shasta. I actually just checked into this gorgeous Airbnb and immediately the guides came in. So I wanted to come on right away, literally with no prep, and channel whatever energies are coming through from the guides. I feel this amazing angelic presence. I feel our guides. I feel the Sisterhood of the Rose. I feel the Order of Melchizedek. I feel Yeshua. I feel Isis. And I just am so happy to be with all of you here today. So the guides wanted me to really, this is like an energy update / a conversation that they want to have with all the light workers on planet Earth. And what they're saying is, there's a few things they're saying. And the intention of this live broadcast is to please bring in all of your guides as well as my guides and channel any messages that we all need to hear. So first, right off the bat, they're reminding us that light workers have to actively choose which earth they want to be a part of. As many of you know, Earth is literally splitting into 2 vibrational frequencies. It is a real phenomenon taking place where planet Earth is splitting and a 5th dimensional version of Earth is sitting on top of the 3rd dimensional version of Earth. So the 5th dimensional version of Earth is sitting on top of the 3D Earth. And many of us are actively moving to the higher dimensional planet Earth. And this is basically what the 4D tunnel is. We're moving through the stickiness. Hello, everybody. So lovely to be connecting. I'm in Mount Shasta, which is a very powerful portal. And the guides are here. So we wanted to share whatever messages come through. There's a few messages coming in for all light workers. Comment and let us know where you're tuning in from. So happy to be connecting with you. So what they're saying right off the bat is that these 2-dimensional Earths need active participation and active focus from light workers to really choose which Earth you are giving energy to. This is the first message right off the bat. It is very easy to fall into the old Earth, the old ways, because we are truly surrounded by 3D everywhere we go. Shopping malls, movie theaters, even people at work. We're surrounded more by 3D and less by the 5D frequencies. And it is very important to give energy to the 5D frequencies, to the ascended frequencies, to the frequencies of harmony and peace and all of that stuff. So it's very important to always remember to come back, no matter where you are in life, to always come back to your spirituality, come back to your spiritual practice, come back to your grounding, your meditation, keeping your energy hygiene clean, investing in your spirituality. Right off the bat, they're saying, if you have to spend money on a nice dinner out, or a course to invest in yourself, and I say this metaphorically speaking, anything to invest in yourself, they're saying that should take precedence now over going out to a fine dining dinner or a nice luxury vacation. They're saying invest in yourself. A lot of light workers are, hello everybody. So a lot, New Zealand, Wisconsin, Florida, so many people, beautiful, soul family from all over the world. So what's happening right now is that light workers are really struggling with abundance. Abundance blocks are coming up. All of these poverty mindsets, like lack mindset is coming up. And if this is coming up for you, what the guides are asking me to share with you is that you are on a cusp. You are on the cutting edge. You're on that breaking point of exploding out of your lack. And you have to do the work. There is immense help from the angels. There is so much help from the angels, but you have to do the work to crack out of your lack mindset. So let's talk about that real quick. How do you get out of the lack mindset? By really truly believing in your core that you are infinite, that there is so much beauty around us. There is no lack. And by truly understanding and saying, you know what? My ego tries to tell me so often that I am a limited mortal being. I have to save my money. I shouldn't invest in my spirituality. I shouldn't invest in clean organic food because it's expensive. All of these ego stories have to be harmonized now. And it's extremely important timing wise for this to happen now than later. Because right now, many light workers are making the jump. Many light workers are reaching a point of completion, a very important point of completion this solstice. And many light workers are not making it. So let's talk about that for a second. What light workers are making the jump and what light workers are not making the jump. And I say this with such humility and I say this with such compassion for all of us. The ego has been on its highest prowl. Because you guys know we've already always shared with you that the ego is always here to show us our own unharmonized dark side. So the ego is right now in humanity, especially in light workers, at its peak. And what's happening, and I'll give you a very good example that will really make you understand how the ego works. I have many examples, but I'll give you one. So the guides are literally channeling through me right now and sharing whatever messages you need to hear. None of this is pre-rehearsed, meaning it's on the spot. And they're saying be aware of your ego at an all new level. The ego can be something as simple as hurt. Like when you feel hurt by someone else, hurt is ego. Because when you're wallowing in that frequency of hurt, you're actually wallowing in self-pity and blame and victimization. So you're in a lower vibration. But let me give you another example. What they're saying is the light workers who are actively working on themselves and who are aware of their ego are going to make a very significant jump this solstice. Significant jump. Solstice is in a few days. And by the way, all of you are invited to our solstice ceremony. We're going to be offering it and doing a live ceremony, calling in all the angels. We're going to be doing it in a shamanic. We're going to be using the shamanic galactic protocols. So all of you are invited. It is this 21st of June on solstice. Light workers from all over the world are tuning in and you're invited. It's going to be on our YouTube channel, which is EldoRa and Siman. So please set a reminder. This is very powerful. It can shift your timelines as well as the timelines for planet Earth. The whole ceremony will probably take an hour and a half or so. We'll be giving you a quantum healing. We will be channeling a message from Yeshua and Isis. They've already started coming in very powerfully. So save the date. So let's go back to talking about the ego. What the guides are saying is that there is a certain group of light workers that's making a very big jump this solstice. And these are light workers who are working on yourselves, who are investing in your spirituality, who are really understanding the mechanics of energy, who are not just diluting your pristine life force energy in 3D drama and 3D gossip and 3D blame, but really doing the inner work of when am I getting triggered by someone? When am I really not able to see my own shadows? And I'll give you a very, very simple but very powerful example. There was a girl who used to follow us. We're not going to take any names here. There was a lovely girl who used to follow us. She even came to our Miami event. And she was extremely obsessed with our channel in a very obsessive. Now, obsession is ego. She was obsessed with our channel. Every video, she was the first one to post, first one to comment, reply to everyone and all of that. So we could see imbalances in her. But still, we all have imbalances. And ultimately, we're all healing our imbalances. Now, what happened about 8 months ago when we were in Croatia is she applied for a job to work with us. And we said, you know what? Let us be open about it because had been applying for a few times. So we said, and any of you can fall into these ego tricks, which is why we're giving you these codes of how to watch your ego. So what she said was she really wanted to work with us as an admin assistant. So I sent her a quick message and I said, you know what? We would love to, maybe have you join as an outside contractor and do some admin work. But there's one thing that we just want to mention to you. Absolutely no judgment. But when we did the Croatia, so when we were having our festival in Croatia, we did a Croatia group. We called it the Croatia House of Ra group, where only ticket holders to the festival who had paid the 1888 were part of that group. It was a very specific, sacred group. And our admins from it's at 4 p.m. EST on the 21st. So our admins in our office said, hey, how come this girl is there? Because she hasn't bought a ticket. So basically we said, for some reason you were part of the Croatia group. Somehow you found this group. There's no judgment, but integrity is a very high requirement to work with us. So just forgive yourself and just remember that you cannot go through backdoor entries. And she said, oh my God, I was just trying to somehow get into, stay in the frequency to somehow manage to get a ticket to Croatia, which really doesn't make sense because integrity doesn't work like that. You don't find a group and find a backdoor way. Anyway, we said, no worries, we understand, all is forgiven, but just be aware that to work with us, you have to maintain a very high level of integrity. It was said in a very polite way, and I don't know how she took it, but 2 days later, she said, I don't want to work for this company anymore. And she didn't say anything negative, but she left. Now, fast forward 8 months. As of today, this particular person, unfortunately, has completely, literally, she's completely taken over by her ego that is extremely upset. How dare these people show me my blind spot? And this is completely the guides channeling. I wasn't even planning to talk about any of this. They're literally showing me where to take this conversation. So this girl was infuriated that we, as in our office, had the audacity to say to her, hey, this is out of integrity for you to sneak into the Croatia chat. So please just be mindful of this, that our integrity levels are very high. We hold ourselves to the same levels of integrity. And this person eventually became so wallowing in hate and revenge because she couldn't own her own shadows. She couldn't just say, holy shit, I didn't even realize that's an integrity thing. Oh my God, that was so innocent. I'm so sorry. Thank you for being so sweet with me. I forgive myself and I ask for forgiveness. All is well. But what happened was her insecurity was so big that the insecurity ball kept growing and growing and growing and growing. And right now she has a full-on reptilian takeover. And how do we know this? Because this person has been private messaging people in our Telegram group, in our Instagram group, in our Facebook group, in our YouTube groups, private messaging people saying, you know, saying some very dark, mean things about us. Now, why is this so important? The light, people of the light, we are all going to ascend. We are all making the jump, because I can tell you honestly, myself and Siman and everybody who works with us, and even our soul family, we are not saying we're perfect, but you know what we are saying we are? We are humble servants of the divine. We are constantly aligning our will to divine will. We are constantly ready to do the really, really icky, dirty, hard work. We're constantly ready to face our shadows and say, no, that's not right. We were projecting. That's not right. We were doing this. But when you're not willing to be honest with yourself, and when somebody points out to you that, hey, this is not an integrity, if your anger and hatred are taking over you fully, this girl literally has a reptilian image in her profile picture. Literally, if you look at her profile picture, it's the picture of a reptilian. And unfortunately, guys, this can happen to everybody. This can happen to the best of us. This is extremely unfortunate, because what's happening is that we, through our decisions of not looking at our own shadow, are actually harming our own ascension. We're not making the jump. Now, when you are in such a position, and the guides are being very, very clear on this, you and I, we are not free from our ego. You know what the guides always say to us? Masters have reached very, 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 very high levels on this planet and still fallen prey to their ego. So the ego is an extremely tricky and cunning, very, very, very tricky to navigate. And I'm going to give you one tip today. It's going to be a breakthrough for many of you. Always remember that the ego believes in separation. I want you to really understand this, because even though you may not have a breakthrough today, you will down the road when you're in that moment. The ego will always say, I am better than that person. I am right, that person is wrong. The ego is all about, I love you guys too. The ego is all about separation and taking you away from your ascension. The ego is all about taking you away from your ascension. So now imagine this girl, she was fully on her ascension path. She was doing her bit, but when she refused to look at her shadows that said, okay, why am I wallowing in so much hatred and anger when they have actually told me with such loving kindness that I'm doing something so out of this world that it's disgusting. In fact, I should feel like I need to dig deep into why I'm behaving this way. Why am I acting like this leech instead of this divine being that I am? And when you do that, you make the jump. So you see, my friends, making the jump is not about how spiritual you are or how perfect you are. Making the jump is all about you having the openness and the purity of heart and the innocence to say, I fucked up, I screwed up, oh my God. And on your ascension path, I can tell you, you're gonna have to do this 1,000,000 times. I can tell you this with my own personal example. You have, like, I'm always thinking, like, as your ego harmonization gets finer and finer and finer, finer lessons come off the ego, where you may start projecting on your loved ones, and it's a love projection. You guys may not even be there yet, where you're now not triggered by people, but you're even projecting, saying, hey, you don't love me, or how come you don't do this for me when we're in love? Like, it gets very, very fine. So remember always to look at your own darkness and never judge yourself. That's the message coming in. Never judge yourself. When you see your darkness, when you see your shadows, when you see your, what you consider your ugliness, don't judge it, because it's not you. You are a divine being. You are a beautiful child of God. And remember that you are here with this fake personality that you call the ego, which is a mask, of all your unhealed parts. And your job is to uncover every single mask of the ego and simply put it aside and say, okay, I see it. I'm lacking integrity because I snuck up to your Croatia chat, and I take full ownership that I am so desperate or whatever. Be honest with yourself. That's it. You will make the jump. But instead, if you project, what happens? The dark starts completely taking over, and the dark will convince you that the other person, because remember what I said about the ego will convince you that the other person is dark. This person is convinced. So my point is, the ego will always convince you that you are the sweet victim and the other person is the problem. So be very, 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 very brutally honest, because many of you are about to make a very big jump, and the ego is going to try its hardest to hold you back. So that's the first message coming in. The second message coming in is that many of you are going through, yes, the ego is a hard battle every single day. And you know what? Somebody said, I tell the ego to shut up. It's never a good idea to speak down to your ego. So you know how I would recommend you speak to your ego? Instead, speak to your ego like a child that you are disciplining. Like, think about it. Let's say you had a dog that pooped all over your house. A dog is pooping all over your house, okay? This is a tip. How do you tame your ego? How do you harmonize your ego? If the dog is pooping all over, you tell the dog, hey, I'm the master. I am in charge here, and this is not allowed. So then you train the dog to have better potty manners, you train the dog. That's how you do. You train the ego. The ego thinks it's protecting you. The ego thinks it's protecting you. But you say, hey, you know what? Until now, I have let you run wild because I have not had a connection with myself. But now that I do, I am back in the driver's seat. And you know what? I am in charge, not you. I am in charge. I know what I'm doing. So every time the ego tells you something, do this, oh, it's fine. You know, these are not good people. Don't invest in your spirit. I have my ears are ringing like crazy, which is a confirmation that the guides really want you guys to hear this message. Whew, it's like so loud right now. I don't know if you guys, any of your things are buzzing. So the ego has to be tamed. Like, you have to be very firm with your ego, but never talk down to it. Because the more you talk down to it, the bigger it grows. But instead say, I'm in charge, and you know what? I will start listening to you. I will start working with you if you harmonize towards my higher self. But if you're always going to be separation consciousness, if you're always going to come in as he is better than you or she is not good and you are good, if you're separating me, you're not in a position to guide me. So it's very important to harmonize the ego and treat it like that dog that needs, the dog that you love, that's still part of your house, that needs to be trained in manners. So another message coming in is about how you guys are all, many of you know we live in a third dimensional world, and we are going up the frequency ladder. We're ascending into a higher consciousness, and we are ascending into the fifth dimensional world. And what that really means is that, think about the rainbow. What we can see in the human consciousness, like it right now, what are the colors you can see? You can see rainbow as in Vibgyor. That's all we can see. But as our consciousness expands and as our vibration goes up, you can comprehend reality far more than the Vib cure. You can comprehend a whole new reality of color, of feeling, of sensation, of taste, of information, of like you start getting connected to the universe, to the quantum computer, and you're not limited to this 3D matrix. Now, as you guys are making this jump from 3D to 5D, you have to pass through, and many of you are passing through it right now, this tunnel that you call 4D, and many of you know this, some of you don't. Now, the 4D tunnel is very sticky. It's very sticky. It's the tunnel that forces you, and now you are being asked to look at these things with a heightened awareness. You're being asked to look and be brutally honest with yourself as to what parts of your life are not in divine alignment. What parts of your life right now are not in divine alignment? If you had to be brutally honest with yourself, how are you eating? What relationships are you attracting? What relationships surround you? What toxic relationships are you allowing? Where don't you have boundaries? Where are you not investing in your spirituality? Where are you not listening to the words of your higher self, where your higher self is knocking on your door with opportunities of ascension, opportunities to get you to this new earth, to this new frequency called 5D? Where are you in denial? Where are you in denial saying, I'm just going to blame the world like this girl did? What did she do? She blamed the whole world. She blamed us and made us the evil people. Where are you doing that in your lives? Where are you becoming the victim and blaming everybody else that's trying to push you out of your 4D reality, which is still very much into drama, density, pain, healing, trauma, shadow work? All of this makes the 4D reality. And many of you like are being asked to, let's say you're in a relationship just because you don't know how to make money. Instead of saying, I'm just going to live with this guy or this girl because I don't know how to make money, I'm just going to somehow tolerate this shit and one day I'll be in New Earth. Where are you not owning the fact that holy damn shit, I need to start looking at my shadows and I need to learn how to make money. For that, I need to understand my shadows of why do I even not know how to make money? What are my limiting beliefs? Where do I think money is evil? Where do I judge people when they are making money? So let me ask you a question. Do you judge Lightworkers for charging for their healing services? Do you judge Lightworkers for marketing themselves? And I ask you this question. Tomorrow, if you are, let's say you have to go to a doctor, God forbid, and a big doctor, a surgeon, a 3D surgeon says, okay, this operation, this surgery is going to cost $20,000. Look, there's no triggers here because you're so used to funding and paying for 3D stuff. But the minute Lightworkers start to stand in their power, your shit comes up. You start getting triggered saying, no, she's charging for healing or he's charging for readings. And this is all the stuff that needs to be cleared because these are your judgments towards your own abundance. Where are you feeling like you're so in victim consciousness that you know your heart is like nudging you, your soul is nudging you to invest in your spirituality? But where are you saying, no, I'm just going to settle and stay small? You are being asked to make the jump. There is a huge window right now, my friends. There's a huge window as we approach solstice and the 777 portal. So this year, July 7th, there is a huge portal because it's 777, July 7th, and then 2023 is 7. So it's a triple Stargate portal. And we're actually hosting a higher self merger event. And it's actually called, it hasn't been announced yet. It should go up on our website anytime. It's literally called Step Into Your Higher Self Portal. So all of you are invited. We're going to be announcing it very soon. You can check our website in a couple of days, EldoRa and Siman.love. That is definitely what we're going to be doing in these kind of events. Is we're going to be looking at our past, we're going to be looking at our present, and we're going to be looking at what future version of us is attracting us, is calling us, is attuning us. And we're going to step into that future higher self version now. So these are all very powerful jumps that we are being asked to make right now. And there is ample assistance from the angels. Let me see what else. So what they're also saying is that this 4D to 5D tunnel is sticky. It's very sticky. And you're being asked to, oh, I love your comments, by the way. You're being asked to see the stickiness as a blessing. My life was very sticky. Oh my God, like 10 years ago, I had a cafe with a narcissistic franchisor. I made good money, but my life was hell. My life was hell. My employees were constantly quitting. They were cheating from me. I didn't know how to have boundaries. I was giving away my power to them because I'm thinking, okay, my manager is stealing, but if I fire him, how am I going to do all the job? He's the only one that knows how to run this cafe. He's been here for 20 years and I just bought it 5 years ago. It took me having the courage to let him go and say, even if I have to scrub the toilets myself and make the crepes myself and learn the hard way by burning myself, I'm going to let this toxic masculine go. And I made many such changes in my life. I let anything that wasn't aligned leave. Any toxicity, just leave. This is very hard work. I left my old marriage that was not serving me well. I was in a 20-year marriage. It was a great marriage in a 3D way. There was no depth, there was no conversation, but there was 3D love. Like, there was no issue. When I realized that my soul was craving depth, craving connection, craving something bigger than, craving meaning, all my shit came up. I'm like, how am I going to leave this man? How will his parents feel? This is so not right of me. His parents are good people. I started making all kinds of excuses, but I stopped putting myself first. And then I had to make that jump. I had to let go of that security blanket. That was my security blanket. My whole in-laws, they were my security blanket because they stuck together, you know, like in 3D, they stick together. Even though they'll insult you and whatnot, when you're in their family, you stick together. I had to make that jump. When my son started abusing me, stealing from me, bullying me, calling me names, I realized that I can't even start a YouTube channel with all of this extreme narcissism in my life. And I had to let my son go when he was 16 and say, you know what, go live with your dad because they get along really well. And there was so much hatred in my life with my son living in my house that I had to let him go. And 1 week later, I started my YouTube channel. And you know what my guide said? You couldn't have done YouTube with your son living in your house because, and I say this to you guys, if you are here, you are all here to do great work. Every single one of you, you're here to do great work. You are here as humble servants of God. You are here as higher selves. You are here to step aside your ego and allow your higher self to step in and do great work. How can you even get started if you're allowing abuse in your life? How can you even get started if you're allowing people to walk all over you and trample on your boundaries? How can you even get started if you don't even value yourself as a divine masculine or a divine feminine and say, my body is my temple. I'm going to take care of what I put into my body. I'm going to take care of what I'm going to put in, what garbage or what gold I'm going to feed my mind. I'm going to actively take the reins of my life. I'm going to take the reins of my life. Finally, I'm going to sit down in the driver's chair and take the reins of my life, and I'm going to stop bullshitting myself. I'm going to stop kidding myself that I'm happy. Because deep down, I know that I am not. Deep down, where my ego cannot fool me, I know that I have work to do. That is when the magic happens. And you guys are all being asked to really be brutally honest with yourselves right now. We're going to have lots of conversations around this. I love you guys. I'm so glad I came and did this live. Like I said, the guides literally said, just press the live button and we'll tell you what to talk about. And everything that I discussed was literally them channeling through me. So a few reminders. There is a free solstice ceremony that is not to be missed. And I say that with all my love and compassion for your busyness in life, but this is a very powerful free solstice ceremony that we're going to be doing in Mount Shasta. We're going to have all the masters, all the angels, all our guides present, the ancestors. We're going to be doing a shamanic galactic ceremony. It's going to be very healing, so please set the date and time. There's already an event up on our YouTube channel, which is EldoRa. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me today. So we have the free solstice ceremony is on our YouTube channel, which is EldoRa and Siman. You can actually go up there, but save the date and time because I don't want you to miss it. It's going to be absolutely life-changing for ourselves as well as the world. We're going to do prayers for humanity, prayers for ourselves, and you will also be channeling a healing. Yeshua is going to be doing a channel talk through Siman. Isis has already started channeling through me. So we're going to share some real codes with you guys. So June 21st, that's a big one. And it's free, and share freely. The more light workers that come, the more mass, the more frequency, the more energy we create in this ball. So this is very, very important. The guides are literally saying, you guys are on the verge of a major jump. Collect together, meet together, say prayers together, heal each other, come together in community like we did in the times of Atlantis, in the times of ancient Egypt. Come together because your hearts will heal, your hearts will expand just by being around each other. We're all way too separated. All of us are feeling way too lonely. And that's why we're offering this on our YouTube channel, because we don't want money to be a barrier. We don't want anything to be a barrier. Just come to this ceremony and I have an intention for the ceremony. It could even be, my intention for this ceremony is to activate my abundance. My intention for this ceremony is to to do all the work that I need, all the shadow work that I need to magnetize my twin flame, my soulmate, because I'm getting very lonely on earth. My intention for this ceremony is to fully harmonize my physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional bodies. Come with your intentions and know and trust that your prayers will be answered. Solstice is a very powerful time, and Mount Shasta is it's the most powerful portal I know. So that's the first announcement. The second announcement is 777 is a huge day. It's the higher self portal, which we're going to be doing a step into your higher self event. It is going to be inside the New Earth Mystery School. The event's going to be launched in a day or two. It's almost ready, and wait till you see it. It's absolutely amazing. We're doing it for making it affordable to everybody by keeping it within the Mystery School. So if you get an $88 membership, you pretty much get all of our events for free. It's an $88 per month membership, and you can read up all about it at EldoRa and Siman.love. So that's the second announcement. The third announcement is 8/8, which is August 8th, which is Lionsgate, which is a very big portal. Lionsgate is a huge portal, by the way. Last Lionsgate, the Syrian lions came in. You guys know we went on astral journeys. We met the high priest of the Sirius. We went to Sirius on an astral journey with 1,200 people. It was so powerful. And we're redoing that. So this year, the Markaba, we're doing a Markaba event for 8/8. Again, it hasn't been launched yet. It should be launched in about a week. This year's Markaba course, last year we healed your Markaba. We activated your Markaba. We taught you how powerful this light technology is. Because with your activated Markaba, and this is another message coming in for light workers, by the way. Light workers have lived under poverty and played small for way too long. And now everything's going to change. All of that's going to change. And do you know how it's going to change? We are going to be teaching you the secrets to abundance. We're going to be teaching you everything we know of how we activated our own abundance. And that's not all. Last year, you activated and healed and repaired your Markaba. This year, we're going to redo that. We're going to do more healing on the Markaba. Markaba is your light technology. It's your light vehicle that allows you to quantum astral travel. It allows you to manifest. Your Markaba is a master manifester when you start to work with it. This year's Markaba, we were guided to make it all about abundance. How to amplify your abundance and wealth using your Markaba. So this event is not to be missed, and I'll tell you why. Light workers right now have a huge opportunity to make a very big jump, but no one's going to make that jump for you. No one's going to make that jump for you. You have to make that jump. You have to make that jump by believing in yourself, investing in yourself, loving yourself, making time for yourself. So 8/8, that's coming up. It's a 2-day event. It'll just be 3.5 to 4 hours each day on Zoom. So save that date. I would say these are the two main announcements. And in a few days, so on June 29th, at the Mystery School, we're going to be doing a full-fledged entity J-seal and implant healing. So you guys are going to come and just receive. We're going to be taking off any layers of implants or J-seals that have been stuck in your body that are preventing you from seeing clearly. And in my own ascension journey, I can tell you, implants and J-seals are the biggest block to your ascension, and they have all been placed by negative extraterrestrials in past lifetimes. And now we are breaking all contracts with the dark of looshing away our pristine, primordial life force energy. So if you guys are interested in the entity healing, it's already up on our website. You go to EldoRa and Siman, SIMAN.love, and you'll see the healing there. So those are the 3 announcements I wanted to make. I hope this helped. I love you guys so much. The guides are sending you so much love. They are so proud of all of us. They are so proud of this work that we are doing, and they are excited to see us all make this jump this solstice. Thank you, soul family. Thank you so much. I love you.